Hi, I'd like to talk to you about shadowing. Shadowing is a technique that can be used when learning languages. I've been studying this technique and I'd really like to share it with you. I'll start by answering some of the most common questions. What is shadowing? Isn't it just like that way of learning languages where you listen to a tape and then repeat it? Well, actually, it's quite different. If you learn a language through an audio course or if you do drilling, you hear a phrase and then there's a pause for you to repeat it. But in shadowing, there is no pause. As you speak, the recording carries on playing. I'll show you how.
すみません。
すみません。
東京駅までいくらですか？
東京駅までいくらですか？
600円です。
600円です。昨日は何をしましたか？昨日は海に行きました。
いいですね。
いいですね。
そして
サーフィンをしました。
海
海に行ってサーフィンをして。
い
いい
で
ですすね。
とても
とても
楽しかっ
楽しかったたです。That sounds hard though. Well, it can take a little practice getting used to, but it's easy to learn how. Okay, but why should I do it? Well, it can help improve your language in many ways. It can help with your listening comprehension. In spoken language, it can help with your pronunciation, intonation, and fluency, and it can also help with your memory. How does it do that? When you learn a new language, it takes time to learn all the new sounds. When you listen, you have to work a lot harder to catch every sound and to match it to a word that you know. If you miss something, especially at the beginning, it makes it even more difficult. Most language courses help by teaching strategies to get around this. But with shadowing, your brain is doing two things at the same time. It's listening and speaking. For language learners, it's very hard to understand the message as you're listening and speaking at the same time, and that forces you to focus on the sound rather than the meaning. Then the more familiar you become with the sound, the better you can process the words. The better you can process the words, the more you can remember. But if shadowing's so good, then why don't more people do it? Well, it's actually quite popular in Asia, particularly in Japan, where students have little exposure to English. But there's no actual research to prove any of this, is there? Actually, there's a lot of research. The first paper on shadowing for language learning was written in 1992. Dozens of papers have been written since then. Many of the papers were written in Japanese, but there are plenty of books and papers written in English too. I'll link to some below. So how should I practice shadowing? All you need to do is listen to someone speaking in the language that you're learning and try to copy it. You can do it quietly to practice, then out loud when you feel a bit more confident. You can use the script or you can try it without. If your level is lower, try shadowing along to some textbook audio or have a look for some language teacher videos on YouTube. At a higher level, try it along to your favourite TV show or movie. You can also just shadow parts, maybe specific words, phrases or intonation patterns that stand out. Just see what works best for you. I hope this has been useful and that I've been able to share some of my interest in this fascinating technique. I'm currently doing a research study on shadowing and I'm looking for participants. So if you'd like to have a go and learn some of the methods and techniques in shadowing, please visit this website for more information. Thank you very much.